Hello and welcome to the Gratitude and Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Middich, and I wanted to include a brief introduction to the podcast to tell you why I've created it. I have been on the most transformative journey the last few years of my life. I've spent them studying myself, studying others, studying human behavior, diving into books, courses, resources, trying to figure out who I want to be. And more importantly, trying to figure out why I wasn't that. I got to a point in my life where I was fed up. I was fed up with how I was showing up in the world. I was fed up with how I was showing up in relationship to other people, in relationship to myself, in relationship to my job. I was fed up with waking up every day with some level of worry or doubt or anxiety or fear or frustration. I was fed up with not being happy. Because I had this sobering realization that this is my life. This is not some movie, this is not some book. This is my actual life. And I realized that I was living it by some rule book that wasn't even mine. And so I took a deep dive. And as I started to share the things I was learning and the experiences I was having with people in my life, I saw it changing them. I saw it impacting them in a really beautiful way. And so I want to share those things with you in hopes that maybe they'll impact your life in a similar way. Most of you probably know me as an actor. And so you probably know I've done a really good job with keeping my private life private. Well, I've decided to throw that out the window. I'm going to get real with you on this podcast, and I'm going to talk about some very real and raw human experiences I've had and I've been through, because I want to show you that if I can do this, so can you. I'm no different than you. I'm no better, I'm no worse. We are exactly the same. And all it took was a willingness to change. All it took was a willingness to show up for myself, a willingness to get messy and to do some work. But the payoff has been that more of my days now are spent in peace and joy instead of stress and worry. The payoff has been freedom. And I will do whatever I need to do, whatever work I need to do to maintain this peace and to maintain this freedom. I decided to call the podcast Gratitude and Growth because these are the two concepts I keep coming back to. Filling each day with as much genuine gratitude as I can has changed my life. And humbly accepting the fact that this life is a never-ending journey of growth has been the most beautiful form of surrender I could have given myself. And it's with the gratitude that I'm able to navigate the growth gracefully. I mean, as gracefully as I'm able to. I am not sitting here saying that I am some Zen guru master who walks through every day in bliss and calm. I'm like that some days, sure. But I'm also very much a living, breathing human being who's just doing the best she can every day she wakes up. And most days, I'll be honest and say that that best is a bright, shining light that can hold up the entire world. But some days, that best is a dim, low flicker that can barely hold up itself. But I've learned that that's just the experience of being a human on this planet. And now at least I've acquired some tools that make those dim, low flicker days shorter and more bearable and way less detrimental to my life and my relationships. And look, all I can do on this podcast, all I want to do on this podcast is speak my truth and the truths I've learned. But that doesn't mean that my truth has to be your truth. That doesn't mean that my experiences have to be your experiences. Everyone's journey on this beautiful thing that we call life is going to be different. I'm just here to share my story, and I'm here to share my tools. And maybe it'll inspire you to take a deep dive into your own journey Maybe it'll inspire you to have a willingness to change and to implement these things so that more of your days are spent in joy and peace and bliss instead of stress and worry and doubt. Because above all, I truly believe that we all deserve to be happy, regardless of what we may be going through, regardless of what's coming at us in this lifetime. So, welcome. Welcome to my experiences. Welcome to my journey. Welcome to the innermost workings of my heart and my mind and my soul. And thank you. Thank you for showing up. Time is a very precious and valuable thing, and I feel honored that you're willing to spend at least a little bit of your time with me here.